What's up YouTube? I'm here with the ultimate shot put indoor ring build. As you guys can see, I've got the old quarantine ring right here and it has a ton of throws on it. It's worn, it's slick, but I've taken thousands of throws off of it. It made it through quarantine, so much love to this. But now we've got the indoor and I am going to put together the ultimate indoor ring. So the nice thing about this one is it's going to be stationary. That one was mobile, and now version 2 will be the ultimate indoor shot put ring. So what you're gonna need, some wood screws, 1 1/4 inch and 2 inch, and then plywood. And this cost me, I feel like my life savings. If anybody knows the prices of plywood right now, it is terrible. And the worst part is you need 6 sheets to really do this right. I just bit the bullet and went with close to the top end stuff, and I saved a little bit of money. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 2 sheets as the foundation, 2 sheets will be the top, actually the throwing surface, and we're gonna use 2 sheets to make the recessed circle. And so if you're gonna skimp on one, skimp on the foundation. So with that, I went for spruce. You can also use pine. They're both on the softer side as far as plywood goes. So those 2 will be your base, and then the 2 that really get you is the actual throwing surface. And so I went with maple. It's the best I found. It's a hardwood all around. It's really clean. The wood doesn't have a whole lot of knots in it. It's great for turning on. And so if you're gonna spend the money on one, get 1 really good sheet of maple. And then for the top, what'll end up being our recessed ring, like this blue right here, I got oak, and that'll be the one we actually cut to make the recessed ring. So it's a nice finish, pretty standard. Just got back from the store. We've got freezing rain and snow outside. So I'm about to jump out of the jacket and put on the overalls and Carhartt and get to work. To start it off, we've got our 2 base pieces. I will warn you, this is gonna be heavy when you finish it. So build it close to wherever you want it to be. But the fun thing about this build, and a bit of a challenge, is doing it without any screws showing. So kind of a nice, clean, appealing finish. And now, next step is we're gonna get our hardwood and we're gonna rip it lengthwise. And so this is a challenging cut simply because it's a $100 sheet of plywood and I really don't wanna mess it up. So next up, we're doing a $100 cut on our sheet of maple to rip it down the middle, and that will be our top piece that we actually throw off of. So wish me luck. We've got this pretty close to how we want it. And the thing to remember is that the wood that we're seeing right here is our maple. That's our high quality wood. So we do not want to put screws in the middle or anywhere that we'll see. So that means we're going to stick to the corners because that's where we're going to recess the ring. So far so good. Next step is we're gonna disassemble the old throwing ring and grab the toe board and kind of use that as a template to start tracing out our 7-foot circle. Here's our toe board that's going off of the quarantine ring onto the new ultimate throwing platform. Before I take this one apart, it is dear to my heart. You can see how much I've worn on this. worn it perfectly smooth. Over here where I clean my shoes off, where I turn my foot out of the back, that's worn like glass. And you can even see along these edges, because in quarantine for a while I was throwing at an elementary school, and so I had to drag this thing from the parking lot to the sidewalk that I was throwing off of. So the back, this back edge, all the way across is all worn. Unfortunately, you can even see how much I carried this, because check this out on the toe board. So it's meant to be square. I've actually worn this corner all the way off. I haven't got through it yet, which is lucky. But this thing has some miles on it. Literally, this is probably the farthest traveling shot put ring by hand. This has been pulled for miles. So, gonna take these off. They're only hand tightened so it doesn't crush the board. The new one will be a similar setup with this recessed. I haven't decided if I'm gonna paint it yet. Maybe I'll leave it unpainted for now and leave it up to you guys. And we're off. There we go. So here's our toe board. A little bit of blue on it. It's in pretty good shape. You can see some shoe marks on it. There's where I wore off the edges, dragging it around. I got this from Gill. You can still see the Gill logo on it. So big shout out to them for coming through during the first week of quarantine. I told them I needed a toe board and they got one to me quick. So huge shout out to them still. Toe board's held up well and it's going on a new ring. So it'll have a new home on top of a sheet of plywood and it'll go right about there. So we're getting there one step at a time. So we're at the end of day one, done for the night. So we just finished screwing it in and then we checked our oak, threw it down on the top. So this will actually be our recessed ring, what I'm standing on now. So tomorrow we're gonna come out and find the very center, draw the circle around it. Shot circle is 7 feet. Then we're gonna cut out that 7-foot circle to have that nice little recessed ring. Tomorrow's where the real fun starts. We kind of laid the foundation today and we get to working with the jigsaw tomorrow. So cutting circles is definitely a challenge, and that's where you want to slow down, take your time. But it's late at night, a little tired, so we'll do that when we're nice and fresh tomorrow.
Day 2.
All right, we finished training. It is 16 degrees, and you can see we've got snow. It's cold, but good training day. And I know you guys want to see more training content, and that is coming. All right, come on in. Oh, here we are, day 2. We've put the top pieces on it. Find the middle, right here, 96.5 inches long and 48 1/4. So I'm making a mark on both of the 2 top pieces. All right, now it's time to draw some circles. I'm gonna get a nice sharp pencil. Beautiful. So we found the center, and now we've got this super expensive circle drawing tool, a pencil tied to a string and held in place with electrical tape. So trusty Eric Solons will be in the middle. All right, time to cut circles. It looks pretty good. Now we're gonna make it perfect with the sander and just smooth it out a little bit. Get a nice finish on it. Da 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 da. Really happy with that. Next step is we're gonna lift this whole thing up, get under it, and drill screws from the bottom, hold everything together, and it'll have a nice clean finish like this. You're not gonna see screws everywhere. So far so good. On to the next step. How sturdy is it? Got 1.25" screws, and so these are the ones that are holding the bottom two pieces together. I did the corners and the edges, but I really haven't done the middle, and you can see now that it's on the sawhorses, it's separated a little bit, which isn't a problem. If we run some screws, that'll tighten it back up. We'll get everything good as new. But we'll take out these seams, get everything nice and locked in, so when I'm turning on this and applying a lot of force, it doesn't shift or flex or bow at all. So one step at a time. We are on the home stretch. The big moment that actually makes it a shot ring is the toe board. So we're gonna line this up real quick, get it absolutely perfect, and drill it in. So I got these bolts from the old ring. They're a little bit short, as you can see. I've got the toe board on, the bolt is underneath, and since this is gonna be laying flat on the ground, I need to recess these holes, and so I've got a spade bit that I will match up with the bottom washer. That's the biggest area on the bottom. I've got, looks like 1 inch just about does it. 1 1/8 gives us a little bit of room to play with. So we have right now 2 inches coming out, and we need it to be about even with the toe board, and that's 3 inches. So we need to drill need to recess it 1 inch. And last hole. Drum roll, please. Step 1. Put the bolt in, grab a hammer. Since it's recessed, I gotta tap it up in there. All right. Let's see. There's one. There's 2. Ooh, that is a snug fit. That's perfect. That's got no movement to it. So, washer, nut, grab the socket and crank that down. And we are good to go. We got ourselves the ultimate shot put indoor throwing ring. Good. Off your toes. Good. All right, that was the ultimate shot put build, and 2 nights, pretty quick build. Went well, no disasters. Solon's crushed his fingers, but that was about it. And people want training content, so I'm gonna take it off and give the people what they want. Overalls, 12 o'clock at night, brand new ring. Y'all are witnessing the first throw. Then Janikowski slides, little drill because the net's not ready yet. Solid, I like it. Footwork feels good. Balance is solid, so no, it's feeling good in all honesty. I like that. That's probably the best drill I've ever done in overalls. So thanks for watching. First true video. Big thank you to Eric Solons. He's filming. He's also doing most of the editing. So yeah, bear with us as we kind of figure this out. I'm new to YouTube, all of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Whether it's just watching it because you want to see how we built the ultimate shot put ring, or if you're building one for yourself, best of luck. Let me know if you have any questions about it. I feel like this is a pretty good tutorial if you're looking forward to do it. Appreciate the support, guys. Thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for my next video.